Hello again. So this is the start of a new video, I guess, and I'm in Brussels. I decided to take the train here from Leuven since I'm taking the day off to rest my knee a bit. I'm sitting in the Grote Market, or the Grand Place, which Brussels is in the center of Belgium. It's actually inside the Flemish section, Flanders, but it is a dual language zone, so everything's in French and in Dutch, which is really helpful because I don't know any Dutch and I can do okay in French. So the place is absolutely amazing. I would honestly say that a lot of these halls are overdone. So if you look, I think inside these little alcoves are statues, like quarter-sized, of every saint. Every single saint. And that, yeah, it's just a bit too much. And there's the same sort of thing in Leuven, but I think the Belgians really took the Gothic thing too far. But this is absolutely amazing. It's definitely built to impress you, and it certainly does impress you. And that one's under a bit of construction. But what an astounding place. I have no idea of what I'm doing here, in the sense of I don't have a tour guide. I have a map because I got one for free, and hopefully I'll find my way into some interesting things. But I've already found the Tintin Museum, or Tintin store, in which everything is extremely overpriced. But I did come away with the two cheapest things there, which are postcards, which is good because that's what I like, postcards. I'm on top of a parking garage which apparently offers the best view that you can get for free of Brussels. And it is pretty impressive, although to be honest, these metal railings are not really helping the view. But you can see sort of the feel of the skyline of Brussels, you know, with some construction, but it's a mix of different architectures. It's not as consistent as Paris, say, but it definitely has kind of a Dutch-French mix feel. It's pretty cool. And the one thing I was also going to say is that there's a great set of maps that are actually free and are honestly better than Lonely Planet. And I was going to point out how great the maps were, because the maps were the ones that pointed this out, but it looks like somebody has already been here. Joel 2008 from Austria, and then he says, "We love Use It," and that is Use It. And these are damn good maps. They're worth every penny. The other cool thing is that silver thing, which I'll show you in just a second. Okay, so there are two interesting things that you can see here that I don't have the time to go see in person. That is, I think, the Grand Palace, which was the palace that King Leopold built to oversee his little kingdom here. And over, well, I'll try to go slow. Here, eventually, did I overshoot? There it is. That is called Atomium or something. It was built for the 1958 World's Fair, World Exhibition. And I guess it was from a time period where atoms were cool, but that thing is actually huge. I mean, it's not anything to laugh at. And there are staircases in each of the little tubes, so you can hang out in each of the balls. But to get into it costs like £6 or €6 or €8 or something, and it's a huge trip out of the way, so I'm not going to go see it, even though I thought I was going to. But there it is, you see it. In the world of beer, this is a very special beer. It's a Gose, which is the beer of Brussels, and it's made from yeast and bacteria that is in the river that runs under Brussels. And it is utterly disgustingly sour. But after you get used to the sour taste, it's quite good. So in the world of beer, this is quite a special one as well, because, or in the world of Gyoza, this is a special one as well, because you can only get it here. This is mort subite, which means sudden death, and I am at mort subite, and this is the beer that is made for them. So see, Café Brasserie à la mort subite, and this is the Gyoza mort subite. So dig this. Not only do they have a comic book museum in Brussels, it's housed in a beautiful Art Deco building that is constructed by Holga, who is basically the preeminent Art Deco architect. Absolutely fantastic. And that is the rocket ship from Tintin. Okay, today's Friday, it's day 9. I just bought a knee support, which is absolutely fantastic. It cost me 25 euros, which is a lot, but it saved my trip, I think. I cycled today all day with very little pain. I also got 400 milligram ibuprofen, which isn't that much by American standards, but by European standards it's pretty strong. It's the strongest you can get without prescription. And the guy, the pharmacist that I went to, basically had the same problem that I had when he cycled a lot. So it was pretty good. He was like, oh yes, I have the same problem. I left Leuven this morning, which I didn't really get any pictures of. I didn't find anything in Leuven worth taking pictures of besides the Stella plant, just to say that I've been there. Not that it's not a cool city, it's definitely a student town. There's a section of bars that's in a square, and there's probably 40 bars in one square. It's pretty amazing. But cycled all day today, and basically all day today, uphill. Not huge uphills, but very, very gradual, quiet, 10% grades. The reason that it's 10% grade is because all the cycle routes that I'm on are old train tracks. So the train tracks couldn't go up more than 10% or so. So all through Wallonia, which is the other half, the French-speaking half of Belgium, it's uphill. All of Flanders is flat. And so immediately leaving Leuven, I was on the edge of Flanders. The language switched, and everything started going uphill. It's definitely a different country. I mean, I've never seen such a distinctive change between one country and another. In fact, compared to the change between going from the Netherlands to Flanders, both Dutch-speaking, both very flat, both industrial, the main difference was the feel of the people. Here, there's everything. The feel of the people, the languages, the terrain, the uses of the land, everything's different. But I ended up cycling nearly 100k again today, but didn't quite make it. So the 100k still eludes me. Because basically, I was using this map, which is very, very big. And I went down to here, and then I went up and back because I was listening to people's directions, which I shouldn't have done. But I ended up getting here okay, and to stop that, I bought these, which are turn-by-turn directions to keep me on the route that I'm taking to Luxembourg. I hope to make it halfway to Luxembourg tomorrow, maybe a bit more than halfway, and then finish up tomorrow, or finish up the week, which would be Sunday, in Luxembourg. So that'll be the end of Belgium. And I have to say that Belgium is a really nice country. It's the kind of country that you find likable because it wants you to like it, as opposed to somewhere like France, which doesn't really want you to like it. Now, save the very northern part of Belgium, which I don't think anyone wants to like. I've been amazed at how I've really acclimated to the Belgian attitude. I never really got comfortable with the Netherlands sort of, they want you to think how crazy and cool they are. There's not the attitude here, it's very laid back. So I really like that, and I really appreciate that. I also appreciate the French speaking part because I actually understand French, and it's such a relief to be able to go into a conversation and understand, you know, every 10th word, but you can still get the plot. So yeah. Oh yeah, I'm in a hostel again, so this is the third night in the hostel. Basically because there's no campsites anywhere near here, despite there being beautiful green forests everywhere, and I probably could have just pitched up somewhere, but I figured it's nicer to go to bed, especially trying to rest up the knee. Okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna go down and study these and have some more amazing Belgian beer, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, it's just stopped raining. I'm outside of Namur, and it's a real pity that it just stopped because there's an amazing citadel that overlooks the city, I guess, the old city. But I'm on the cycle path today, and it's very windy, and the wind's coming straight down the river, so it's right into my face right now. But hopefully it will be okay because the river is at least flat, even though, as you can see, it's mountains all around. So I changed my plans on the route today. Right here. Changed my plans on the route today. I bought a book for RV 8, and instead I'm gonna go down RV 2, but I don't have any directions for RV 2, so it should be interesting. Particularly since the only directions on them are like little paint signals. This is like one paint signal means turn left, one paint signal means turn right. Should be fun. Absolutely beautiful up here, and hopefully I'll find a spot to take more pictures when it's not raining. See you around. Okay, yesterday was probably the worst day of the whole tour. I was cycling into the wind at about 25-mile-per-hour winds with terrain that was just absolutely ridiculous. There's a thing here called the Ravel, which is supposed to be a slow road for cyclists and horse riders and that sort of stuff, but it's basically next to the river, and about 15 kilometers of it are all paved with paving stones, the old style paving stones. And rolling over them with this bike with this much weight is basically just completely vibrated everything off. It's even vibrated a little hole in my dry bag, which really sucks. But now I know why you're supposed to buy the rack pack and not the dry bag. Then after that, oh yeah, and poor directions. So I ended up cycling through a wheat field, which was nice, interesting. And I ended up on the wrong side of the river and couldn't find the cycle path. But eventually I did. Then it started going uphill, and the wind is still going right into my face. So it was pretty hellish. I only got in 60K, which is a lot less than I thought, but I saw a campsite, and the thought of continuing any longer was just too painful, and the knee was not holding up too well. It keeps threatening to rain. That's mostly because we're in sort of high country, so the clouds are bunching up here. But today it's also uphill even more. Wind isn't as strong though, so hopefully that will vote in my favor. Oh, and as you probably already saw this morning, I woke up, got on my bike, put everything on, and started to ride, and I got a flat in the campsite. Okay, so I changed it, and it's gonna be a good day. I've done 5K already. I've been cycling, well, since I sat on the bike and then had to change the flat for an hour. So 5K an hour is not very good. It's about walking speed. But hopefully now, I wouldn't say it's flattening out, but as long as there's not too many descents, because every descent means I'll have to ascend again, because right now I guess I'm at about 150 meters above sea level, and I need to be 650. I think it would be the maximum that the Ardennes goes to. I don't know if I'm going up that high or not, but certainly not something I look forward to, ascending 650 meters. All right, back to work. Okay, so I'm at the juncture to go to Givet, which is in France. I wasn't planning on going to France just yet, but I don't have any money, and today is Sunday, so there's nothing open, and if I want to sleep somewhere tonight, I'm going to need at least 10 euros, and I have about 4. So I'm going to go to Givet, which is about 5K each way detour, so 10K extra, and go to France early. Ooh la la. Okay, so I lied. Well, I didn't know. Right on the Belgian border, there's a gas station, because gas is cheaper in Belgium, and I got gas there. Or sorry, I got cash there. Basically, because it's Sunday, even the banks are closed. Ooh. Even the banks are closed, so they were pretty understanding. And another situation where, thank God, I speak French a little. And yeah, so only a 2-kilometer detour. That's good. So back on the routes. So I've seen a few of these alongside this road. They look to be bunkers. They're filled on one side with a big wall, and then you can see these 2 little slit windows that look like, you know, gun windows. And then behind it's just landfill over, so it looks like a bunker. But the date inscribed on it is 1947, so 2 years, well, yeah, 2 years after the end of the war, and a pretty serious metal blast door. Right next to it, it's locked though, I tried it already. Next to it, this is a little chapel to Saint, I can't remember. To Saint Gilles. So, Jill? I don't know who that would be. But if you look inside, which maybe this will, yeah, it's pretty well kept. It's apparently the patron saint for epileptics, so I'm guessing that whomever built this had an epileptic child. Oh, epileptic children, sorry. But it's kind of crazy to see this sort of stuff out in the middle of nowhere. And by the way, I said before I was 120 meters up. I'm more like 400 meters up, so that's like 1,200 feet. And that's from basically 0 to 1,200 feet in 2 days. Yeah, because everywhere else and everywhere in the Netherlands and everything is at ground level, sea level. Okay, I just climbed about 100 meters after descending 100 meters, and I have to say the view is very beautiful, but I suggest that you do it on some other form of transport besides a bloody bike. I think these guys have the right idea. They're doing a motorcycle tour, and yeah, I think they have the right idea. There's no Harleys though. Here they come. No Harleys. Yeah, I think they're gonna get to camp. I think they're gonna get to camp before I am, but Wow. This kind of makes it worth it, I guess. Alright, I'm about 10 minutes away from camp, so... Oh, I got myself an ice cream. Okay, I've had to hide in the tent from the children. They're everywhere. They're all very bored, and therefore curious, and they don't care how long it takes, and I'm trying to answer them in French, because they don't know English. And just every time I successfully answer a question and feel very proud of myself. Another question. So, I'm trying to figure out the map. Today looks like it was a pretty good day because I went from here to here and I climbed 200 meters. But tomorrow I want to be there where that pink is, and that's that distance again. Won't quite make it. So I think I'm going to try to go off the roads, but today was a pretty good day. Definitely a tough day. The ascents were tough. But we'll see. I think yeah, I'm not sure. So if I don't make it to Arlon, I'll be disappointed. But Arlon will be there the day after tomorrow. Today is Sunday, and what did I say in Nemur? Oh yeah, I said I was going to in the country on Sunday. Well, I'm taking the long way. But the good part is I have to go north, I have to go south, and I have to go east. So I'm just going them inside Belgium instead of inside Luxembourg, which is the other alternative. Yeah, cool. Well, I'm gonna get to sleep because hopefully tomorrow will be 100K, maybe more a day. I've already been up the hill because I thought I passed a bunch of campsites and I said, ha ha ha, I'm gonna skip those campsites and go to the ones further on because I don't want to see that. But it turns out those were the campsites I needed to go to, so I had to turn around and go back down the hill, which, while fun, is kind of depressing because I'll just have to go back up it tomorrow. Yeah, but I did get an ice cream at the top. Oh yeah, you saw that. Yeah, well, that was too far. I had to turn around. Okay, the kids are not going to go to sleep anytime soon. So I'll be up staring at this map. Okay, check that out. That is, I don't know, some sort of citadel fortress type deal, overlooking Boulogne. That's the fucking hill. Ridiculous, these hills put San Francisco to shame. Oh, Lord. Sorry, that was a car. Yeah. Screw this. The lie about that is it looks like it's going to stop now. No, it's just a switchback. I'm not that stupid. And it's raining. But check that out. Here, I'll do another. Okay, sorry. The zoom, it's digital if it's taking a movie at the same time, so I have to turn it off if I want to stop that. But yeah. Very beautiful. All these lead roofs. A lot of the houses are covered in lead for some reason. Okay. Back to... So I wrote in my journal that I was really disappointed with myself for not having pointed out some of the most, beautiful stuff that I've seen, because I tend to just cycle through it. So I figured this is a really typical town in the Ardennes. Jeez. Bad quality. And what you can really appreciate is that people are really sold on this way of life. And you can see there, I mean, that is a very old house. It's like, it looks like it was made with dry stone, but I suppose there must be mortar in there somewhere. And they're re-roofing it in, only slightly more modern roofing technology than the rest of this stuff. I mean, that is either slate or lead roof, and that stuff looks the same even if it's not. So I mean, there's definitely a real commitment to this particular way of life. Really beautiful. Okay, this is Saint Cecile. Yeah, very cute. But I think this is the edge of the forest, which means that I am finished in the forest. Which means hopefully, if logic works, then the forest is where the mountains are. So I won't have any more mountains. I'm really behind on what I thought I was going to do today. It's only 56 kilometers so far, so gotta get a move on. It's 5 o'clock. Yee! I swear to God, a minute ago, that snail was out of his shell. And there's another one over there. Yeah, there you go. Little buddy. So, there's loads and loads of snails and slugs. And that's the specialty of the region. Literally, escargot comes from this area. So if you ever think escargot is disgusting, well, here it's dinner. Okay, so if you can't tell by the surrounds, I'm in a hotel room. A bit nicer than the hotel rooms that I've been in before even. So I got to Arlon, and there's no youth hostel. There was about 9 months ago, which is when a map that I have was printed, but there isn't anymore. It just disappeared. Well, it hadn't disappeared. Apparently, it wasn't doing very well, so it closed. Doesn't change the fact that I was in Arlon, and it was about 8:30, and the sun goes down here at about 10. So I didn't have much time. I definitely wasn't going to get to Luxembourg. And that was really pushing it as it is, because I'd already cycled 105 kilometers, which is a big success, I think. Particularly given that at 5 o'clock I had cycled 45 kilometers, so I really pushed for that last bit to try to get here. But I wasn't expecting not to find a hostel. There's not much camping anywhere around, and it's been raining all day. So I decided to go into a hotel. I negotiated the price of this hotel down from 100 euros to 50 euros, which is pretty good, I think. And the woman was really, really nice who gave me the deal, because she's half American, and she studied in America, and she tried to travel around America, etc., etc. So I think that was I was quite lucky. Otherwise I would have just kept going, I guess. But yeah. This has kind of blown the budget. Camping is about 10 euros. A youth hostel is about 18 euros. So this is 50 euros. So that's 5 nights camping, or yeah, however many nights, 3 nights at a hostel. So I'm eating the only food that I have that's it doesn't need cooking, because I'm not going to put my cooker on in here and burn the place down. So having bread and sausage. I feel pretty good. I got a shave, and definitely cycling that far was difficult, but it was really felt good to push it through. And I kept having fantasies in my head of, finding the hostel right away, because that's a big difficulty, because they're not always in the center. And getting there and having a shower wasn't to be. So I settled for the only other option, but I'm feeling kind of guilty. So I think tomorrow, instead of a day off in Luxembourg, I'm going to cycle to Luxembourg City, take a look around, figure out arrangements for a hostel right away, and spend the night there, but that's it. So no day off. Not sure if that's better or worse. Maybe if I find camping I'll take the day off, but yeah. At least I got a nice bed. Look at that. God, have you ever seen such a thing? Beautiful. Okay, so this is Luxembourg City. I've been here one day already. I've got to be quick because I only have 56 seconds. That is a big bridge over this huge gorge. And those people aren't at the bottom. Down there is the bottom. So basically this is a huge fortress that has been built up over a millennia. Everybody has taken it over, or tried to. The French, the Spanish, the Germans, several times. It sits right between France, Germany, and Belgium. They speak the most crazy combination of French and German that you've ever seen, heard. And it's absolutely amazing to see this in the middle of a city, because you'd expect this out in the middle of the woods. But that's why they stuck it here. Hey, it's a few days after all this was shot. I just want everybody to please, if you watch the video, and I know you or I don't know you, comment somewhere, either on Vidler or on the blog, and